Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Jason, my guy behind the camera is Trenton, and this is the Civivi Knife Company. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today we're talking Civivi Knives. We've got the top 5 selling Civivi knives from our store on the table today. We've got some Elementums, we've got some Mini Bullmastiff, and we've also got a Brazen. All different blade materials and different handles. So let's check them out. All right guys, before we jump into the knives, I want to show you this case that you'll get whenever you purchase one of these knives. It's a soft padded case. You can see it's got the Civivi website right there, and then when you open this thing, I'm going to show you the different items that you'll be receiving. So inside, the knife will come in this plastic right here, and then you'll also get a soft cleaning towel. You can see that right there. It's got the Civivi logo on there. Some paperwork in there. And then depending on which model of knife you get, they've got different types of stickers. You can see this one here has the Wii logo on there along with the Civivi. But some of the other ones will actually come with a, here's a different design. They don't come with 2 in there, but just wanted to show you the different options that you may end up getting. Then they have some that have an Elementum sticker in the packaging as well. And speaking of the Elementum, we've got several of them here on the table to look at. We'll start with this first one here. Now this one is going to be a smaller knife. You can see here if I hold it in my hand, it barely fits in my hand. I'll show you that right there. Like when I grip this thing, it's just barely hitting. So for me, this wouldn't really be a carry. I mean, if you've got larger hands, this might not be the knife for you. Smaller hands, Trenton loves these knives. He's got smaller hands, and these are some of his favorite knives that he likes to carry. I'll show you a different knife here when we get closer to the end, the one that he likes to carry all the time. But this one here is going to be a liner lock. I'll show you that right there. It's going to have the flipper tab there for blade deployment. Now this blade material on this one is going to be a D2 blade. You can see that it does have the black coating on it. It's going to be an open back design. You can see that right there. You can see the barrel standoffs there in the back. And then also your lanyard hole is right here. It's not through the scales, it's actually through the liner. And then the deep carry pocket clip. You can see that right there. Now this pocket clip is only for right hand carry and tip up. You cannot move it to the other side, so that's all you're going to get on this model here. Cool color on the scales. You're like a bluish purple color, so I really do like those scales, but just a little bit small, too small of a knife for me personally. This next one that we'll look at is another Elementum. And this one has the green micarta scales, and I really do like the finish on this. You can also see that the pivot is blacked out, so I really like that as well. Again, D2 blade material, Tonto blade, so I really like that as well. If this was a larger knife, I would be all about this knife. I mean, if you've watched any of our other videos, you know I love green handle knives with a black blade, and this thing was just, I mean, it's really close, but the handle's just a little too small for me. Same setup on the lanyard hole. Does have the flipper tab. It is a liner lock. Again, with the open back construction there, with the 2 barrel standoffs there. But yeah, I really like this knife. Just the handle size for me is just a little too small. Same pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip. And again, the same design as the other one, where you're only going to be able to carry right hand tip up. You cannot move the pocket clip. So I mean, for me, I'm right-handed, and I only carry my knives tip up, so that wouldn't be a problem for me. But some of the other guys that are left-handed or prefer to carry tip down, this wouldn't really be an option for you. The next one we'll look at is another Elementum. This one is a larger Elementum. And this one is going to have a different blade material. This one's going to be 14C 28N. But this one for me, I really like. You can see it's got plenty of handle there. So I really dig this knife. I really wish that they would have went with an all black pivot like the other model that we just looked at, but they didn't. But still, it's not a it's not a total deal breaker. I mean, it's got some other things on it that I do like. Still has the open back design, and you can kind of get a look at that in there, how the button lock actually works. You can see that right in there. And when you actuate that, you can see how it pushes on the, essentially it's like a liner lock, but the button is actually pushing the liner in for you instead of when you normally would do that with your thumb. Open back design until you get back here where they do have a back spacer, and that's so that you can have a pin right there going across so that you can put your lanyard if you want. Now this one does have the same deep carry pocket clip, but this one does give you the option to move to the other side. So this can be carried right hand or left hand. So that's cool for all the guys out there that want to carry left. With this model, even with the button lock, that should really make this a nice carry. But overall, yeah, I really like this knife. I like all the black. I just wish that they would have blacked out that pivot there, but still super cool carry. This next one is the Mini Bullmastiff. So this one is going to have that large chopper style blade. I don't know what exactly you would call it, almost like maybe a modified Warncliffe. It almost has a straight, but it edge there, but it does have a little bit of a belly right there where it kind of sweeps up just a little bit, but definitely a chopper. And it's I like it. It's really cool with this big fuller right there in the blade. Now this blade material is going to be 9CR18 MOV. It is a liner lock like the other knives that we've looked at so far. You can see that right there. Does have a deep carry pocket clip. And just like the last Elementum that we just looked at, that button lock, this one you can move the pocket clip to the other side. So you can carry it left hand. It's just still going to have that liner lock that's really, it's really more for a right hand carry, but it still can be done. And then you can see your lanyard hole, generous lanyard hole there. And it does have somewhat of an open back design, but you can see that large back spacer that's right here that rolls all the way around to the butt of the knife. Cool carry, this one. It does have a smaller handle. You can see that in my hand it kind of fits like the Elementum. Although they do give you a forward choil on this one, so you can choke up. So this would be a knife that I would have no problem carrying. It's comfortable. So if you've got larger hands and you want a smaller handle in the pocket so it's not taking up too much room, this might be an option for you. Just have to keep in mind that when this thing folds up, it is pretty wide down here since that blade kind of sweeps up. But still not very long, so it still would be a good option for a smaller handled knife if you have bigger hands. And this last one that we'll be looking at, this one is the Brazen, and I really like this knife. Again, not so much with the bright pivot there. I wish that they would have done an all black. That would have been really cool to see. But it is a liner lock. And this one is going to have D2 blade steel. Really cool tanto. You can see that it's got it's got two different profiles on the blade grind. So you can see this tip right here kind of sweeps that way, and then you've got your normal grind there. And a bit of a swedge as well on there. So really cool looking tanto blade. G10 scales on this one, as all of them are all G10 that we've looked at so far, except for the second one there with the green micarta handles. And then you can see here, this is where you would actually be able to fit your lanyard in there. And this one you can move the pocket clip from the other side, so you can carry this left-handed if you want to as well. There's the pocket clip there. And this is a larger knife as well, so like I said, this would be great for larger hands. This fits great in there, I have plenty of room. So great overall carry on this one for me. I really like this knife. And then we've got another model here that is just something out of my personal collection that we've showed before on our other videos, and this one is the Brazen, but it has the green micarta scales and then the Damascus blade material. It is a liner lock, and the pocket clip can be moved from this side over to the left side if you want. Really light, really narrow carry. So super light and really dressy. I think this is more of a gentleman's carry. So it's very classy. And this is the one that Trenton just really loves. He loves to carry this one. So these are the top 5. Well, not this one so much. This one has a little bit higher of a price point. But these other 5 are the top 5 selling knives from our store. So there you have it, guys, the top 5 selling Civivi knives. Really appreciate you hanging out to the end of the video. If you haven't checked out any of our other videos, we'll leave some of those linked so you can jump over there and check them out. And definitely get over to our first episode. It's a giveaway video. If you haven't got registered yet, all the instructions for the giveaway are in the description of that video. Well, that's going to do it for us. Until the next episode, remember, guys, to keep those tips up.